In this video, we'll create UI for login, sign up and forgot password pages. This is the login page. Both fields are required. Password field has a show hide button. This is the sign up page. It also has show hide password options. Buttons have a hover effect. If user already has account, they can go to login page from here. On login page, we have forgot password link. Clicking on logo or text will take us to the home page. All of these forms are responsive as well. If you are creating a new project, you can check this video here to learn how to create a new project in Next.js. So let's get started. For this project, I'll install 2 npm packages, React icons, and styled components. Then install type declarations for styled components in dev dependencies. To run the project, use the command npm run dev in the root of project. The project will start on localhost. You can see the URL with port in your terminal. Open it in the browser. As the focus of this video is UI designs of login, sign up and forgot password page, I have already created a navbar. I have also created a video of how to make a responsive navbar in Next.js. You can watch it over here. I have changed href and title of the link to add a login link. And just make a small change in nav elements. I'm giving menu icon vertical margin of 0 and horizontal margin of 1 rem. If you have not made navbar using my previous video, you can simply ignore this step. So now let's start with our login route. In the Pages folder, create a new file login.tsx. Here create a React component. Now if we click the login link, you'll see the login page. But we need to hide the navbar here. To do this, open app.tsx in Pages folder. Here we'll get router from useRouter. Import useRouter from NextRouter. Get pathname from router. Create a variable showNavbar, initially set to true. Add an if condition. If pathname is equal to the route of login, sign up or forgot password, then set showNavbar to false. Now add a condition here. If showNavbar is true, then show the navbar, else not. Also make sure that these path names should be same as the file names that we'll be creating. Now if we see our login page, it will not have the navbar. Now let's create a new component. In the Components folder, create a new folder, name it Form. Inside this folder, create a new file, loginform.tsx. In this file, create a new React component. In Form folder, create new file, formelements.ts. Here we'll write our styled components. Here import styled from styled components. Also import links from Next/links. Create a container component, you can name it anything you like. Export const container equals to styled.div. Then in the backticks, we'll write our CSS. Display, flex. Flex direction, column. Justify content, center. Align items, center. Height, 100 VH. Background color, F9 F9 F9. In login form, remove this div and use the container. Import it from Form Elements. Now open login file in Pages folder, remove this div. And return login form. Make sure to import it. You can see that this page now has a background color, and this text is aligned and justified in center. Now let's make a component to show this title and logo. In Components folder, create App Logo Title folder. Here, create index.tsx. Here add code for a React component. In this folder, also create a file appLogoTitleElements.ts. Here import styled from styled components. Also import image from Next/image. And import link from Next/link. Create a container. It will not be the standard HTML element, instead it will be a Next link. So instead of putting dot after styled, we'll place parentheses and inside it, we'll use the link component. Display, flex. Since logo and this text are in a row, we gave display of flex. Justify content, center. Align items, center. Margin, vertically 1 rem and horizontal 0. Text decoration, none. Color, 23C687. Now let's create a styled component for title. It will be H2 element. Give it a font size of 1.2 rem. Create a component for logo image. Again, instead of dot, we use parentheses here and pass next image component. Margin left, 0.8 rem. Height, 2.2 rem. Width, 2.2 rem. In app logo title index.tsx. Remove this div. Use the container here. Import it from app logo title elements. Since this container is the next link, we need to give href. We want to go to homepage when title or logo is clicked. We'll write / here. Inside the container, add app title. Make sure to import it as well. Here, give name of your app. Under title, add logo image. Import logo source. I have already placed logo in public, assets, images folder. Give logo image the source. And also give and alt. In login form, under the container, add app logo title. Make sure to import it. Here we can see it is added successfully. Now let's create this section. For this, we'll add a new styled component in form elements file. This will be a styled.form. Give it the styles of display, flex, flex direction, column, align items, center. Justify content, space evenly. Padding, 0 vertically, 1.5 rem horizontally. Give it a transition. And a background color of white. Width, 25%. Height, 70%. Box shadow, 0. 2 pixels. 5 pixels. Color of black with alpha 0.25. Border radius, 5 pixels. Now open login form. Add the form under the app title. Make sure it's imported from form elements. Here you can see the form component. Now to show a title on it, we'll create form title. It will be an H2 element. Give it a font size. Color. Text align, center. Padding, 1 rem. Now in login form. Inside the form component, add the form title. It's added successfully. Now let's add the input field to our form. For that, we'll create a new component. In the form folder, create a new file inputfield.tsx. And also a file for writing styles. InputFieldElements.ts. In input field elements, import styled. First, let's create a container for our field. It will be div element. Display, flex. Align items, center. Width, 100%. Position, relative. Now create input element. Styled.input. Font size, 0.85 rem. Padding, 1 rem and 3 rem. Border, 1 pixel, solid, color black with alpha 0.25. Border radius, 4 pixels. Width, 100%. In input field component, add container and import it from input field elements. Inside the container, add input. In order to show this in our form, we'll add the input field in login form. Under the form title, add input field. Also make sure to import it from our components. Now we need to pass some props to it. We need to add types for our input component. I have created a types folder in root and inside it created a file proptypes.ts, where I define types for props. Here, add interface for input props. In this interface, we'll define the types. Placeholder, string. Icon, React node. Type, string. Value, string. OnChange, a function which returns nothing and takes a parameter of change event type. Required, which is Boolean and optional. In the input field component, use object destruction to get all of these props, give them the type of input props. Add icon inside container above the input. And pass the other props to input. Now from the login form, we can pass values to these props. Here the first input is for email. So, I'm passing email in placeholder. Type will be email. For icon I'm using AI outline mail. From React icons/AI. Import the icon and pass it to the props. For value, create a state to store email. Import useState from React. Now pass this state to value. Now I'm creating a function that will handle on change of input. It will take event as parameter. Inside this function set the email state. Pass this function to the onChange of input. Pass required as well. This is the shorthand way of passing true in Boolean props. Now you can see email icon is not inside the input field, for that we need to make some changes in the styles. If you open the inspect element, you can see this is as SVG element. So in input field elements add style for SVG in container. Write in and symbol, space, SVG, then in curly braces add these styles. Position, absolute. Transform, translate x, 1 rem. Color, black with alpha of 0.65. Now you can see icon is inside the input. Let's add another field for password. Change the placeholder. Type to password. For password icon, I'm importing AI outline unlock. From React icons/AI. Pass it to the input. Create a state for password. Now create a function to handle password change. It will be similar to handle email change. Instead of email, set password in it. Pass this function here. Required will be true for password as well. Both the fields are added successfully. Now let's add the forgot password link. In form elements, let's add styles for it. It will be a styled link from Next links. Here, I am renaming it to Next link instead of Nav link. Pass it here. Give it a color. Align self, flex end. Add transition. Give font size of 0.8 rem. And on hover change the color. In login form, under the password field, add this link. Import it from form elements. Give it a title. And an href. You can give anything here, but make sure that this route name is same as the file that we create in Pages folder. Create a new file for forgot password in Pages folder. I'm renaming this React component. Remember that this file name should be same as the href you pass in links. And also an app file, where we have added this condition. Link is successfully added. I'll also add a question mark in title. To add a button, we'll create a new component. In Components, create a new folder, Button. In it, create a file, index.tsx. And buttonelements.ts. In Elements file, import style from Styled Components. Export const container equals to styled.button. Give it a background color. Color white. Font size 0.9 rem. Padding 0.8 rem. Transition all 0.5 seconds. Border radius 5 pixels. Cursor, pointer. Box shadow 0. 2 pixels. 5 pixels. Color black with alpha 0.25. Width 100%. Border none. Change background color on hover. In button index file, remove this div. Use the container. Import it from button elements. Remove this, because we'll add types in prop types file. Here create interface for button props. It will have a title, which is string. And a type, which can either be submit, button, or reset. Destruct the props. Give them a type of button props. Inside container, give the title. And pass type to it like this. Add this button in login form under the forgot password link. Import it from our component. Give this button a type of submit. And a title, login. You can see, the button is added in our form. Our login form is almost complete. We now need to add a link for sign up page under button. In form elements, create a container for info text. It will be a styled div. Give it style of display, flex. Align items, center. Justify content, center. Width, 100%. Margin top, 1 rem. Now create a span for info text. Give it font size 0.8 rem. And some margin right. Open login form. Under the button Add Info container. Inside it add info text. And below this text add a link. Give it a title and href. This link is imported from Form Elements. Give href to open sign up page. In Pages folder, create a new file with the same name as this route. In this file, create a React component. If we open Browser now, we can see the text below button. Clicking on this link will take us to sign up page, which we need to design now. In the Form folder, create a new file. Signupform.tsx. Since we have made most of the component, we'll reuse them. Import container from Form Elements. Add it inside the return statement. In container, add app logo title. From signup page return signup form. So that we can see changes in UI as we add components. If we open sign up page now, you can see this logo component is added here. In sign up form under app logo title. Add form, import it from Form Elements as well. Inside form add form title. Below the title add input field, which is imported from input field component. Give it a type of text. Placeholder full name. For value, create a state. Import useState from React. Pass the state to value. On change, set this state. For icon I'm using bsperson from React Icons/bs. Pass this icon in props. It will be a required field. This is how it looks. Let's add a few more fields. Copy it a few times. Change the props passed accordingly. Next field is for email. Change the placeholder. Update type as well. Create a state for value. Update the function called an on change of each field. Change the icon. For email I'm using AI Outline Mail from React Icons/AI. And for password field I've used AI Outline Unlock. And for confirm password, import RI lock password line from React Icons/RI. Update prop values for input. I have passed required true for all these fields. This is how our form looks now. Let's add a button from our custom component. Give it a title and a type. Now below the button, add info text container. Inside which add info text. And a link that will take us back to login page. Our sign-up page is complete now. On submit of the form, call a function. This function will get parameter of type React form event. For now, we'll just call prevent default init. We'll do same for login form. Now let's create our form for forgot password. Close all these tabs. In form folder, create a file. Forgot password form.tsx. Using the ES7 extension, create a React component. Since this form has smaller height, I'll also create a elements file. Here we'll import styled. And also form as forgot pass form from form elements. Export a new form. Extend it from forgot pass form. Give it a height of 50%. Also export all elements of form elements as well. In forgot password form, remove this type, since we are not using it. Import container from forgot password elements. Add it in the return statement. Inside it, add app logo title. Under the title, add the form. Inside form, add form title. Under title, add input field. Placeholder email. Type email. Create a state for value. Import useState from React. Pass this state in props. On email change, set the state. Import AI outline mail from React icons/AI. Pass it to the icon prop. It is a required field. In Forgot Password file, in Pages, return Forgot Password form. This is how the form is looking now. Let's add a button. Under the input, add the button component. Pass a title and a type. Forgot password form is complete. Now we need to add Show Hide button for password field. Open Input Field Elements. Here we'll add two buttons, one for Show Password, other to Hide. These buttons will be React icons with same CSS. Const iIcon equals to CSS. Import CSS from Styled Component. Here write styles. Position, absolute. Right, 25 pixels. Color, black with alpha 0.65. Import icons from React icons/BS. BSI and BSI/. For show icon, pass BSI in styled. In it, we'll pass the CSS. $, curly braces. And inside it write iIcon. This will give it the above CSS. Hide password icon will be similar, but for icons, pass bsi/. In input field component, create a state, show password. Initially false. Create a function to toggle this state. This function will set the state to true if it is false, and to false if it is already true. Create a function to render password icon. If show password is true, then render hide icon. That means password is already visible and user should see the option to hide it. On click of the icon, call toggle password icon function. Else render show password icon. Pass the toggle function on click. Make sure to import hide and show icons. Create a new variable. Const input type. If type passed in props is password and show password is true. Then input type will be text, else it will be type prop. Now pass this input type here. Under the input, add a condition. If type is equal to password, then render password icon. This is because we only want to show this icon in password fields. Our password field now has this icon that hides or shows the input. Sign up page will also have this option. Now we need to make all these forms responsive. Currently, if we decrease browser size, this is how it looks. Open form elements. In container, add a media query. If width is smaller than 768 pixels, then background color is white. In form, we'll add two media queries. First, for max width, 1024 pixels, where we set width of form to be 50%. And second media query for max width, 768 pixels. Where we set form width to 100%. and box shadow to none. And this makes our forms responsive. Now if I decrease window size, UI is not distorted. As we are using the same components, all the forms have become responsive. Lastly, we'll change the font of our app. Open App TSX. Import Roboto from Next.js/Google. And create a new object. Give font weight 400. And subset, Latin. Now instead of these fragment, I'll use main element. And pass class name here. Roboto.classname. This changes the font of our app. And with this, responsive UI designs for our Auth Pages is complete. If you liked the video, please hit like button and leave a comment. And support my channel by subscribing it.